Big Bear Nation? Welcome back to the Homestead. So how many of you are ready to start planting? How many of you are ready to start growing things? I know I am. It's been cold, it's been wet, it's been miserable, but today it's like almost 60 degrees. We have that fall spring that we get every year. And so rather than succumbing to that itch that I'm getting to want to plant everything, I'm gonna go ahead and start some things inside. And I know you're a little confused. You're like, wait a minute, you're outside. Well, I needed space to be able to do everything, and I don't have that in there. So I figured I'd come out here, soak up some sun, and show you a couple things that we've got that we're kind of putting into play this year. So one of the first things that I wanted to get started was sweet potato slips. Now, I've never done this before. I've done a lot of YouTube University researching. I've talked to a couple friends that do it. And there's two camps. There are people that soak them in water, and there are people that put them in dirt. I've seen more results quicker with the dirt. So we're going to go ahead and just give that a go and see how it does. Because if it doesn't start to show any signs of anything growing within like about a week or so, then we'll go ahead and start the other process, because we still have a good bit of time before we need to put the sweet potatoes in the ground, because they really like warm soil to be able to grow. So we've still got a couple months before we're going to have that. So I figure I have a little bit of time to play around and see what works for us. So the very first thing is I went and got sweet potatoes from our local grocery store. Now they get a lot of stuff from local farmers. And so I don't know that these are organic. I don't know if they have a spray on them, but we're just going to go ahead and try to see, if they sprout. We'll just kind of go from there. The other thing is I got some seed starting mix. Tractor Supply actually has a really good deal on the Jiffy seed starting mix. I think it's like $5 or $6 for a pretty big, like 12-quart bag. So I mixed that in with a find that I got at the Dollar Tree, which was pretty cool, which was some cocoa coir. And so I've mixed that all together because from what I've heard and seen, you want the soil to be able to hold moisture so that you're not having to constantly, water these things down. Because the other thing is you need the soil to be warm. So in order for everything to grow, you want that medium to be able to hold a little bit of the moisture in there and stay warm. So that's what we're going to go with. I've got quite a bit of it here. I'm going to go ahead and just fill these. Now I got these trays from our feed and seed. They gave me some of these at the end of the season because they don't need them. They take up space. And so I figured these were the perfect thing to grow these in, because you want the soil to be deep enough that you can put the potato in about halfway, because you want it to be able to grow roots on the bottom and grow the slips through the top. At least that's how I understand it. So once we do that, we put this soil in. It's fairly simple. You just lay the potatoes in, and like I said, you have to cover them about halfway, and then we just water them and put them in warmth. Now we don't have any heating mats. I've seen a lot of people using the heating mats. I start all of my seeds in our seed room where LaDessa has her tortoises, and so she has to keep the temperature in there pretty hot. And so I'm hoping, I'm just going to kind of monitor it, but I'm thinking that the temperature of the soil will be warm enough that I won't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to take these in. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just going to kind of like halfway bury them in. Just kind of put them in there like that. Let's see. Ooh, that's a big one. There's a couple of eyes already sitting up on that one. So that's what I was saying. I don't think these have been sprayed with like any kind of anti-sprout stuff. Just gonna kind of put those in the dirt. And then we'll water these, and I'll go put them in the seed room, and we'll see how they're doing in about a week. I'll do a little bit of a follow-up, and you'll get to see if they've grown at all. And if not, then we'll go to plan B and see if we can do the water, the water process. Now, I would love to hear from you guys on whether you've done this process before. Have you grown slips? If you have, did you do them in soil? Did you do them in water? How successful were you? How long did it take you to do it? How well did the plants do? I know I have lots of questions, and like I said, I've been doing lots of research, and any kind of help from y'all would be much appreciated. Just put it down in the comments below, and I'll be checking on those. After all, community is where it's at, and I know that y'all are one of my best resources. Thank you for stopping by the Big Bear Homestead. God bless, and have a nice day.